guys, welcome back to A STEAM series. And if you're new to this channel, of course, this is going to be one of my solar system learning videos. But I also have science, which is more of experiments, human body, lots of other stuff, technology with scratch coding, engineering, art, which I show you how to make amazing origami and show you how to play super cool songs on the piano, and last but not least, but also my favorite, mathematics. Anyway, let's get into this video. So far in this playlist, I've talked to you about the whole solar system and the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and today we'll be talking about the two most biggest planets, also known as the gas giants. That would be Jupiter and Saturn. So these two are basically the main ones we'll be focusing on. I'll do some super cool facts. You guys want to learn some super cool and interesting facts about these two planets? Well, come on and follow me. Where is Jupiter in our solar system? Obviously, we know that the Sun is right in the center. Then we have Mercury, then we have Venus, Earth, Mars, and Jupiter. That means it's the fifth planet away from the Sun. So let's start off with that one. Jupiter, surface and structure. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. Yeah, do you know why it's a big planet? Well, Jupiter is mostly made out of hydrogen and helium, and those are gases. And well, it's a big cloud of gas basically, and that's why it's called a gas giant. Did you know that Jupiter also has rings like Saturn, but it's very, very hard to see? Since Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system, that means it also has the thickest atmosphere. So Earth is the perfect amount of atmosphere so that we can survive. And well, if a meteor comes crashing down, it'll burn up into something about the size of my palm. If you want to learn more about Earth and Mars, well, go check my other videos because there's a lot of interesting facts about that. Anyway, let's get back to Jupiter. So, since Jupiter has such a thick atmosphere, that means any asteroid, even as big as a house, could burn up before it even well hits the core of Jupiter. Time on Jupiter. 1 day on Jupiter just goes by in 10 hours. Yeah, unbelievable. Well, 1 day here goes by 25 hours. That means days are way longer here. 1 year on Jupiter is the same as 11.8 years on Earth. So as you can see, I told you Jupiter is the fifth planet away from the Sun. And that means Earth is the third planet away from the Sun. So that makes it that the Earth is closer to the Sun. So since it's closer, its orbit is smaller. So that means it takes less time. Because Jupiter is farther and a bigger planet, it takes a lot longer to, well, go in its orbit back to its original spot. I have a can you guess question for you. Can you guess in the comments below how many moons Jupiter has? Okay, pause the video, scroll down. Go type in your answer. Sent it? Good. Now, I'll tell you the answer. Dun 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 dun. Well, here's the answer. The answer is an unbelievable amount of 79 moons. Well, that's a lot of moons to have. Earth only has one. So that means you only go up, look in the sky, you see one moon. But if you go to Jupiter, look up in the sky at night, well, that's a lot of moons for sure. Now, let's talk about Jupiter's neighbors. Since Jupiter is the fifth one away from the planet, that means Mars and Saturn are its neighboring planets. Quick history. Jupiter has been known since ancient times because it can be seen without advanced telescopes. Well, yeah, Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. Since it's so big, it must be easy to see. Jupiter has been visited or passed by several spacecrafts, orbiters, and probes, such as Pioneer 10 and 11, Voyager 1 and 2, and Cassini, New Horizon, and Juno. Now, let's not forget the one thing that makes Jupiter, Jupiter. On one spot on Jupiter, in the southern hemisphere, there's a big red dot. Can you guys guess what it is? Well, I'll tell you. That big red dot on Jupiter is a giant storm, always going, just spinning around tornadoes and gas just swirling around. Because of course, Jupiter is a gas giant. Anyway, enough about Jupiter. Let's talk about a rather beautiful looking planet, also known as the ring planet, Saturn. Well, as you know now, Saturn isn't the only planet with rings. As you know, Jupiter, and I will teach you about Uranus, who also has rings. Well, obviously Saturn has the most visible and most beautiful rings. Can you guess what my favorite planet is? Well, you probably already guessed it. It's Saturn! Well, here's the reason. Saturn is the one with the most visible rings. And can you guess what those rings are made of? Well, they're made of particles called ringlets. Those ringlets are made of ice, rocks, and gas. Because for one thing, Saturn is another giant gas giant. Saturn is the second biggest planet. Structure and surface. As I told you already, Saturn is a gas giant just like Jupiter. And it is also made of hydrogen and helium. Saturn also has a set of 7 rings with slight spaces between them. Since Saturn is the second biggest planet, it also has a very thick atmosphere. Time on Saturn. One day in Saturn just goes by in 10.7 hours. 1 year on Saturn is the same as 29 Earth days. Whoa, that's weird. 1 year is the same as 29 Earth days. But I remember that for Jupiter, since it's such a giant planet, it took 11 Earth years. Whoa! Saturn's neighboring planets and moons. Well, here's the thing. There are a few unconfirmed moons in Saturn. There's still a whopping 53 moons for Saturn and 23 unconfirmed moons. Since Saturn is the 6th planet away from the Sun, that means Jupiter and Uranus are its neighboring planets. Quick history. Saturn has been known since ancient times because it can be seen without advanced telescopes. Yes, of course, Saturn has ginormous rings, a set of 7. And yes, it is the second biggest planet in our solar system. So just like Jupiter, it can be seen without advanced telescopes. 4 robotic spacecraft have visited Saturn, including Pioneer 11, Cassini, and Voyager 1 and 2. Now that we've finished learning about the 2 most biggest planets, Jupiter and Saturn, I hope you guys had a lot of fun learning about this. If you guys are super interested in planets, want to learn more, check out my videos where I show you. Subscribe. See you later. Bye-bye.